Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Their Opinions. If it is your first time to visit this platform, you can follow us on YouTube, Their Opinions 930, or you can also follow us on Twitter X and Instagram at Their Opinions. Well, today we are going to take you through a very exciting topic that I think most of us, young generation or the adults, young adults, resonate with. I am Sunday, of course, your usual host. I have two guests with me. They are going to introduce themselves. Let's start with the lady, as they say, ladies first.
By the name's Giovanna, and thanks for coming to this episode.
I'm called Shadrach, the usual suspect.
Well. I think we have all heard from our guest. So we are going to go straight to our very, very exciting topic today. So I'm going to be asking you, Shadrach. Let me start with you today. So, how has your first dating experience been like? We know some people start dating quite early. These days, some people start dating at 12 years, right? So people have various dating experiences. So can you maybe take us into your very first dating experience?
Well, thank you so much. It's an interesting topic, very interesting that I think if I have to talk about my first dating experience, then I should be the modern kid who started dating when I was very young, very young, I think around 7 years.
We want that one.
Yes. And, when I was growing up, I used to be, these days they call it a celebrity, a very popular person. I was an altar boy. I used to read Bible in the church.
At school.
I used to play football. So, of course, so many girls knew me and they all wanted to be my girlfriend, being a young boy. But I remember my first dating experience was, it was sweet. It was so nice that it's unfortunate that, they always say the first cut is the deepest, but it doesn't last. On several occasions, what I know is your first person you've dated, you'll never settle with that person. And that is what happened. And when I still see such a person now, I feel like, okay, so this is the person I was going to settle with? Or
Okay, tell us what really happened.
Yeah,
Why did you end up settling with her?
Of course, we were young. And then it was not a serious kind of date. This kind of dating whereby you're in school, and then I remember a scenario where I was in P4. Then a certain girl wrote for me a letter and brought to me. And then, unfortunately, in the process, the transporter was got, and then the transporter was taken to the teacher to explain who had sent her with the letter. It was a girl who was also bringing that letter. So the teacher called us in the staff room. I was in P4. The girl was a little bit low, I think P3 or something. But what happened was that the teacher came and, after reading the whole letter, the teacher came and asked us to write something, the word "dear" on the board. But unfortunately, I think the girl was dull, so someone else wrote for her the letter. And I'm sorry to use the word dull. Okay, she didn't know how to write well.
Okay.
So she, instead of writing "dear," she wrote "there." And for me, being this sharp boy in class, I came and wrote. I didn't know what they were calling me for because the letter had not reached me. So I went and wrote "dear" very well. Then the teacher said, okay, so you're the one who wrote this letter and was sending to the girl. They gave me serious canes. From that time, I said to hell with dating.
So that's
I first
how it
paused
ended.
it. Yeah. Then later on, of course, as time went by, I was still, being a child, being a young kid like me, I was still, curious to know what is dating all about. And then, why do we normally see people do, and then, they're happy, opposite sex. Then I also got another one she was a class ahead of me again. In that scenario, I was already in P6. But
Okay,
of
I
course,
thought you had already given up.
no, I couldn't. It was nice. Of course, these things, they would bring some gift for you. Every morning, someone packs something, they bring for you in class. And then you're like, yeah, that's my girlfriend. You know, sometimes maybe you're coming from home and then you don't have this pocket money for buying stuff during break time. And someone packs for you something very nice and brings. And then you're like, okay, I think dating is sweet. So you try and then you take it just like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
experience was quite interesting because those days, by that age, I think we should term it as maybe innocent dating.
Yeah, yeah, it
Because
was.
by that time, you are usually very naive. You're just learning how does this work. You are very curious, questioning a lot. You want to
Yeah.
try out because you've seen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that was quite interesting. So, well, can we hear your side of how your dating experience? How did you experience this, your first relationship?
Well, unlike he was a little sharp at least. Unlike me, I wasn't so sharp. But we had this in primary where you look at someone, this business of sitting boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl in class, and you feel like this is the person now. You be when your parents come and visit you, they bring you those days of daddies or D, and you be like sharing it with this person, the person next to you, and in your mind and in your heart, you be like, yeah, this is my guy, this is my G. You get that, but in primary, when I was in primary, it was theirs. But after some time, when you go for holidays, you lose contact and all that. But when we talk of real dating, my first dating
Mature
was in
dating.
senior three. Was in senior three, where you be like, yes, this is maybe the guy I'm going to settle down. I'm going to settle down with. You get? And after, as someone said, the first guy you date or the first girl you date, you may not settle down
Ends up
with.
being a lesson.
Yeah, ends up being a lesson. But I think the previous generation will disagree with us, the new generation, that that's not true. Because we have seen so many people who have gotten married on that first love and other things. But my experience was quite nice with the first dating. Someone you feel like you really care about this person when you call the person and you be like, yeah, I can sleep today. You get that? You feel you're supposed to be with this person every now and then. You call, he calls you back. That life of those days when your parents never used to allow you have phones and what, and the person treks all the way from where to come and just see you and be like, at least I know this one cares about me. We shall settle down one day with him. Because, you know me, I studied in my secondary, I was in Gulu. You know those days of Sir Samuel Baker boys all the way trekking from the other side, coming
And meet girls.
up to Sacred Heart, Graceland, those girls, and meet you, and you be like, how can this guy be trekking all the
Such a
way
long
from
distance.
Pongduong? Was it called Pongduong? Those days up to here. And you'll be like, yeah, I think this is the guy for me. It was good experience for me, but it never lasted anyway.
Oh, all right. Moving forward, I think those were all very early stages of dating, trying to figure out what dating relationship is all about. So, fast forward, what now that you are grown and mature, what would you look for in a partner or in a relationship? Like, what qualities would you be looking for in a partner now that you are mature and probably you're in some kind of stable relationship? So, what attributes pulled you to date, to be in a relationship with that person?
Well, mine is very simple: attention, care, and respect. The most important for me is respect. You show me respect, I also give you the respect you need. And then the another thing that I'll really, really love my future partner to be is openness and understanding. When you open up to someone and you tell the person the truth, or you talk to the person well, that relationship, at least you feel like, yeah, me, when I sit down with my partner and I tell him this, there's a way he's going to take it. You get. And then when you tell someone this, you tell your partner this, and you be like, really, have I made a mistake? And what? Definitely that turns me off.
Okay.
And I will not be like, no, this is
No compromises for that.
no. Tell me something, I tell you something, we both come to an agreement, we understand each other, and that's the way to go.
Oh, okay. So, Shadrach, what would you say are the attributes that maybe pulled you to your current partner? What did you look for in them?
Well, it's to me. It's first of all, I want to first ask ourselves or myself, what is it that you want from a person for you to settle with? I remember in the previous episode, I tried talking about something to do with you understanding each other first. Because if I don't understand you well, if I don't relate with you well, and I really know you deeply, it is very hard for me to settle down with you. And to make matters worse, I'm afraid that these days, even the men, especially, they might come with, I might come to date you, and then I don't tell you that we want to settle or we are going to settle, right? And I may not even tell you that I am married or I have someone else. It is a common happening these days. Most men would not open up to tell someone that I am married, I am taken, or I have someone. Yes. So now, the openness that she talked about is true. But for me, the attributes I would take in this is that, one, for me, I would love a woman who has a strong faith, who is God-fearing. That is the first thing. Two, you should be hardworking. Yeah. You should not be the slave queen who just sleeps and wake up in the morning, who does not really know how to make money, and then, doesn't know how to bring food on the table, You all need to work hard. You all need to have some focus, some goal that you need to achieve, the two of you. Then thirdly, I would go for a woman who gives me that respect and can take care of my family and my children in future, even if I'm not there or I am there. I would also love to have a partner who has respect for my family as well, because I can bring you and you don't really respect my family. I might be coming from a very poor family, and then you look at my old mama, and then you don't show that respect to them. So respect, yes, the judging part now comes in, where there are some women who thinks if we live here in the city or we live in town, and then when we go back to the village to see our parents, they start now judging you, disregarding the fact that you are their husband, and then you came from that family, which is underrating. You get that respect part.
So would you say your partner's bad relationship with your family could be a deal breaker for you?
To me, yes. Yeah, it's a red flag for me, because I cannot date you if you don't love my family, because that is my backbone.
What if the misunderstanding is from your family?
If it is from my family, then I will sort it out with my family. And if I can't sort it out with my family, then I will really understand that, yeah, my woman here, she is innocent, and I will have to go. Because at the end of the day, remember, it is me and you that we are going to stay together for life. Marriage is not a testing stuff. You don't go and test it like you're testing the water, the depth of the water. No, yes. You go in and know that I'm here for life. So it is not that I am going to marry my family. At the end of the day, no. It is this partner that I'm going to spend my entire life with. So I need to know that, is she going to take care of me, disregarding the fact that maybe they have issues with my family, or maybe my family don't like her. If I love her, life goes on. Yeah.
It is very interesting what you just said, because you said marriage is like a lifetime thing, right? Like,
not like, it is.
Like, okay, if you're in, you're in, for better, for worse.
Oh, if you're out, you're out.
It is very interesting, because most of the people these days, they think marriage is not a do or die. if it's not working out for us, I can walk out. You get? So
That's one of the most unfortunate bit of our generation.
so it's very interesting to know that there are some people who would still be willing to work things out even if things are not going
And I want to tell you
out
something.
the way you want it.
I sometimes wonder and ask myself and maybe my friends when we are out and discussing these things. I ask myself, how did our parents make it? You get? How did they make it? Like with all these critical hard moments that we are facing today, whereby a very slight mistake like this, a woman wants to break up with you or a man wants to break up with you, how did they make it? So it takes me back to trying to understand. I want to maybe carry out a research and maybe put down one of the elders or more and ask them how did they make it, because this would also help me come to the point to understand that marriage is not just a one-day thing, and it is not just something that we see from outside. It needs a lot of understanding, and you need to always accept the fact that the other person was not fully, a ready-made thing. Like you need to always keep correcting each other each and every day, and that would make it a perfect relationship.
All right. I think that all also goes back to parenting, as we discussed in the previous episode, because those days, our parents, you can't go back home. Once you have a misunderstanding at your home, at your husband's home, you're supposed to remain there and sort it out. These days, a mother will say, if this man is not treating you right, baby, come back home. I can still take care of you. You get?
I also think
So-
the previous generation society was more strict because there was that real, how should I say, pointing and be like, that is the lady who
Came
left the
back.
husband. You
Exactly.
get that stigma of you leaving your husband's place and coming back home.
These days, people
And
are proud to be single mothers.
these days, everyone has to be a single mother.
Exactly.
And also, Sunday, let me tell you this. There is a high level of moral degeneration right now, whereby nobody cares about how many men have changed or how many ladies have changed. As long as I am successful in life, I have the money, I have
I can take
whatever.
care of
Yes, I can take care of myself. So it is so alarming that even dating itself has changed, because those days we used to write letters, right, and then send it to your partner, and then you wait for the reply after some time, and then the day that letter arrives, you're like, wow. But these days I can just text you on WhatsApp, and in few seconds you've read and then
Those
you've
days,
replied
there was
back.
a lot of effort.
Yeah. So like dating these days takes even shorter time, less than a second. I can even date you
Woo
just with a
someone
wink.
already.
With just a wink, looking at you, and then you look at me, and then we smile back, and it's enough.
All right.
I remember one time when someone asked me, when was the last time you went and sat in the grass, or like those like that part of the that part of Unifat where people the pitch of sat with your partner and talked one-on-one, like those, that some kind of these days people say it's like a picnic, but those days when people were dating, it was like more of a meeting ground, for you guys, and be like, let's sit down, relax, and chat together, not like the WhatsApp and be like, yeah, you then reply back the message.
Yeah. So, what would you say are the advantages of dating? Like, of course, most people would like to blow their own trumpet. People would say, "You're lucky you're dating me." So,
Yeah,
what are the advantages of dating?
of dating me. I wish my ex or my boyfriend was here to say who is
He's
the
watching
most
you live.
advantages.
Might be watching you.
He's watching your life. So.
The first thing about me is respect. I give respect to men, by the way. I really respect them. When you show me that you are the man, that respect is there. And I will give you the respect that you deserve. That's one of the most, and I'm not a troublesome woman. I'm not. And when when I sit down with some of my friends and they start talking about how their dating life or how their partner is, And I'll be like, maybe I'm not the one who is, maybe I'm not in the dating world. You get? People tell you stories where you feel like, I think me, I'm doing it the wrong way. Yet you're doing it the right way. You
So
get?
that's a one of
Respect. I'll give
okay.
you the respect. And then the, how do they say? Understanding. Yeah. Understanding and openness. I'm ever
Understanding
open.
girlfriend.
I'm ever open with my partner. When I have a problem or when there's something disturbing me, I'll tell you. Even when a guy is on my back, I'll tell you that, you know what? I'm going to give your number to this guy. If this
Sort things
person
out.
calls, you just sort it out yourself. You get?
You're very loyal.
That's the word, loyal girlfriend.
Hopefully that end is also loyal. You know, you can't be too careful.
Loyalty has to be both ways. But I'm that person when I'm into you really, I'll give you that loyalness.
All right. Yeah, so Shadrach, you've had her experience, how you'd consider yourself lucky to be dating her. We have had all those amazing qualities.
Dating her or dating a woman?
Dating her. Dating her.
Dating her. But we are not dating, so.
No, I'm
Okay.
saying that you would, the privileges that you would have enjoyed.
In dating a woman like her, oh, it would be amazing.
Okay,
You know-
so what are those attributes that you have that you feel like if some lady is dating you or your partner, they are lucky to have you? What are those
Oh,
attributes
there's
that
so
you
many.
have?
There's so many.
Wow.
There's so many. First of all, I'm caring. And to have a caring husband like I am, it is a blessing. Two, I love a lot. I can shower my woman with love that no man would. Because you see, love is a competition, by the way. Some people say that you need to be dating your woman each and every day. Okay? You date her, you tell her you love her, you express to her how much she's beautiful, appreciate her. So to me, that is the type I am, because I am so loving. I'm so loving. All the time I need to show that love and care to them. A woman who is dating a guy like me should expect this kind of a person who will never, shy away to show you to the whole world. I would expose you to the whole world. I would let the whole world know that, yes, you're the chosen one of all the millions. You get,
I
also.
mean, why should you be
Yeah.
fearful? Why should you be ashamed of someone you chose, right? Out of
Yeah.
many.
Yeah. So all those attributes comes along with the kind of a person like me. Another thing is I am so sympathetic. I give a lot of compromises. If I am dating you and then I realize that you have this weakness here and there, I compromise a lot. And then I am this type who also wants to make sure that you're okay all the time. I don't want to see you suffer in case you have issues here and there. Yeah, I always want to make sure that I step in case there is need or if I can't. So
Okay.
yeah, it's the list is long that I cannot count all.
Qualities of a good
Qualities of a good husband, qualities of the lover boys.
Okay, you have all those.
Yeah,
That lady must be lucky then.
she should.
Okay.
She should realize it. She should realize it. Yeah.
But I think she has already realized, because, I mean, if you say you are that loving,
Do you know-
it
do you know-
wouldn't be that hard
Yeah,
to
it
realize.
wouldn't be hard.
Do you know one big problem again? I'm sorry to say this live on camera. You can do the best that you can, but we all have also the other side of us. That maybe she thinks that I am not perfect. You get? So, like, I could show all this kind of love and care and whatever, but will she realize it? Does she also appreciate it? Because there are some people who don't speak it out. They don't give back, they don't give you the feedback to tell you that, my husband or my boyfriend, thank you so much. Thank you for loving me and thank you for always caring for me. Because me, I'm this type who wants to, like if I am home and the kids have not showered, I can take part, shower the kids, make sure that I set them up for the evening, make sure that I take them to bed, make sure that I drop them in school if I can, if I have the time. So but some people don't realize it. They don't appreciate it. So
Yeah.
it is also good for someone to give you the feedback, tell you, you know what, I've been with you for all this time. I know how much you've shown us this love. It motivates me a lot.
Yeah.
It makes me work
It's
hard and
true.
also
It's
put back the love so much.
I remember I once posted on my socials that, do you take time to appreciate your partner, or you just think that it's their responsibility, so they have to do it anyway, even if you don't? Maybe your husband provides for you everything. He's the head of the family, of course. Do you take time to maybe appreciate that? Thank you for struggling with us, for giving this. Or do even husbands appreciate their wives? Or you just come back and say, well, you're a housewife. You're supposed to wash and do this. Do you empathize with her? Do you feel like, I think she has been very tired during the day? Do you appreciate her at the end of the day? Those late night conversations, do you appreciate? So I feel appreciation is a very vital thing, because it motivates a lot to do more and better.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
So, well, those are very interesting and good qualities. So, to you, Shadrach, maybe let me put it to her. She has said she is a very loyal partner, and that is one of the good qualities anyone would find in her. So, can cheating be justified? Or can you forgive cheating? And what do you consider cheating in a relationship?
That is the bitter part, eh?
That's the bitter part of it. But one question that I would really like to pose is, it's a very vague question. What motivated my partner into
cheat.
cheating? You
Okay.
get. He talked about the appreciation of the love he always gives, the feedback. You get. Is it the appreciation that I wasn't giving him to motivate him into cheating? You get. If the problem was from my side, yes, I can forgive a cheating partner.
Okay.
I can.
Very
If it was
interesting.
my bad part in playing into this cheating, leading him into cheating, I can. But if you go out cheating when
Things are normal.
when things are normal,
Then-
things are good, then that
But I
don't
feel like
think I would
you can
forgive.
always, I feel like cheating has no excuse.
Yeah, cheating has
Even
no
if
excuse.
I have pushed you, there's always that openness, right?
Yeah.
We could always talk things
Yeah,
out. What
it's
am
there.
I doing wrong? What are you
there.
doing wrong?
Cheating has no excuse. There was one time someone said, I went out, it's a beautiful lady, we fell in love. You fall in love, or we're falling in love. You went to a room. After in the room, we found ourselves
it's
cheating.
a choice.
That is not true.
Cheating is a choice. It's never a mistake.
Yeah, cheating is a choice. But if it's forgivable, I think.
So what's your stake on cheating?
Cheating. Do you know the root cause of all the marriage breakups today is cheating?
Most.
Okay, let me use the better word, infidelity, right? In the Bible, in the Old Testament, a woman who was caught cheating should be stoned to death.
To death, yeah.
That was the Mosaic law. The law of Moses used to say like that. But then when Jesus came and said, wait a minute, before you stone this person, haven't you ever committed a sin? And then, of course, he changed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not supporting cheating. No. I'm only trying to build from that ground, that cheating is not good.
Good, yeah.
2, why do we call it cheating? Maybe in English, the term cheating sounds more legit and it sounds more of a big thing to the ladies or the men.
So it's not cheating is not a big thing to you?
No, generally. Maybe it sounds so big. Because this topic alone, cheating, is so wide. To me, I think...
That's why I included the question of what do you consider as cheating?
Yeah. To me, cheating, I consider it as foregoing the fact that you have a woman or you have a husband, and then you want to use this opportunity that you've got a very nice lady or a very nice man, a very charming man at this time. You do it there and then, and it ends there. and you go back there. And remember, men don't cheat. Why? Men don't cheat.
Men do what?
Men don't cheat. Okay?
cheat.
Understand my point. That is not cheating. Men don't cheat.
Really?
Understand it from me today.
Okay.
And I'm speaking this live on camera. Men don't cheat. Okay? The fact that in African tradition we accepted polygamy as it is a very
Shadrach,
it is a
you're
very
really confusing
I'm
us.
not diverting.
You're talking about the Bible. You're talking about 8 years.
I'm touching all corners. I needed to bring an example from the Bible. I needed to bring an example from the African tradition, whereby a man was allowed to have as many women as possible, as long as he can take care of them. Okay? That is our African tradition. And the reason why I said men don't cheat is because cheating comes from your heart. Okay? It comes from your heart. And when if a man cheats, okay, he will never forget the fact that he has a family and goes back there. Ladies cheat with their heart. Once a lady decides to give you her body, sexually, you to give your body to a man, you've fallen in for that man. A lady will never think of, and that's why you realize that most of the women, they're very loyal, and you will never see them having more than one man. Okay? Most ladies always have only one man, unless maybe you have separated with this man, then you can quit and go to the next man. So all I'm trying to do to say is, and generalize it is, and let me conclude it, that cheating is a bad thing. I actually don't tolerate it. And I advise you, the young youths out there, not to cheat on your girlfriends and boyfriends. But for our discussion, I would justify it as it is just an art of using a very slight opportunity and then capitalize on it when your partner is not there.
Okay.
But it does not stop the fact that you are either married or you have someone. And even the person you're cheating with, remember, could even, you could agree that, yes, I have a family, I have a man, but this should stop here.
Okay, so anyway, that is why this show is their opinions, right? Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. But to me, I would never justify cheating. And the myth that men don't cheat, I don't think it works, because men cheat. There are men who have fallen in love with side chicks.
Yeah,
It's there.
that's true.
And it is very interesting that you brought about the Bible, because sometimes I wonder, love is a very broad thing. If Jesus is the epitome of love, to what extent can we love?
And that is why.
Because Jesus has pure love, right? The Bible talks about forgiving 70 times, 7 times. So we find that we have not understood love in depth. Love is a very broad topic. Because if you love like Jesus, if you love like the Bible, I don't think people would be breaking up in relationships. People would be very tolerant.
And you'll be forgiving
because
each and everything.
You're supposed to be forgiving
Giving
repeatedly.
every time.
Yeah, because anyway, no one is also perfect.
And he talked about he said it live on camera, that men don't cheat, and touched something on the African society where your polygamy is accepted. But during the African society, that polygamy, you as a man, you come and tell your first wife and be like, your colleague is coming.
I don't
that
think
justifies it. But now when you go back,
both of you have agreed.
When you go behind and start meandering, like
Exactly.
hiding the other side, that definitely defines it. That is not now the African society.
I think I defined it clearly, that cheating is using the opportunity that you have at that particular moment, and you want to capitalize on it for the other person not to know that you have done it. Okay, you want to actually, and then it's a reason why I brought in the Bible part, because there are so many factual things that I can bring out to show that cheating. Okay, men don't cheat, because if it was true that men cheat, why was it that in the Bible men were not being stoned after maybe getting a man sleeping with another woman? Okay.
But
it
you
was,
said
but
Jesus
that is the,
clarified
yeah,
that
that is the Bible.
I think
Let he was
if you
never
go
committed a
into
sin.
the deeper meaning of let he was not sin, I think Jesus was also, because it was mostly men who used to stone these women.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he was also meaning that you men, you also cheat. Why are you stoning a
yes,
woman for
exactly.
cheating?
That's
Yeah.
true. So the whole thing concludes men. do cheat
Yeah, and
as well.
I think cheating is not a very good
Okay,
thing
okay,
because it breaks
except me.
trust.
Me, I don't cheat. So
That's
We
good
hope
to know.
so. We pray so.
So all of you have had past relationships, you have exes. So do you think that it is a good thing to remain in contact with your ex when you're in a current relationship? How would you feel if you're okay? You might justify that it is good because you are in contact, but how would you feel if your partner is in has built a friendship or is in constant, consistent contact with his or her ex?
To me, being in contact with your ex is not a very big deal because I might have fallen in love with you when you have a kid with your ex. You get, and then you as a man, you should keep on taking that responsibility of your kid. I will not be that traumatized woman who will stop you from seeing your ex, because this is a woman who will be calling you this
Check
and
up
yeah
on the kid.
to check up on your kid. This is missing, that is missing. But if you don't have a kid with your ex, what is the reason of you going back?
What if they have a friendship?
What is the reason of that friendship? Is it you ended, did you end the relationship in good terms? If you ended the relationship in good terms, yes. But what are the boundaries? What are the boundaries there?
Or maybe you could say, what's the content of
Of
your
your friendship.
discussions?
Yeah,
Or
what are you
all that?
discussing? You have said this can't work with between me and you. Then let it be that what you've said, not you going back. Someone said, I don't read my book backwards. You get. So why do you want to go back to the previous page and look, did I miss a word or something? You get. But if that friendship is genuine, because there are some people who stay in and be like, I have this job offer for you, I have this connection for you, developmental things, I have no problem. But
Okay.
if it's that and this, then it's serious.
Well, Shadrach, what is your take on that?
once you move on, move on. There's no getting back. So the thing of you're my ex, you still want to keep in
Be
touch with
friends.
me, be friends. For what? I mean, for what? Okay.
You gave the
It also
chance.
yes. It also takes me to think of. So was the breakup, in a good way or in a bad way? But still, once you're done with someone, please move on. You know, the world does not wait for you. People are moving on and on and on. So if you still want to go back to where you came from, I mean, if things have failed to work, move on.
Move on.
Okay.
Get
That's
the
what I
one
can
that
say.
works.
Yeah, that
Right.
works. And that one also shows that you've not yet stepped up, your game. Because if I fail to work it out, if it fails to work it out between me and you, and I try out somewhere else, I'm already seeing someone else, and then again I feel like going back to her. I mean, it drags
It's
you
like you
down.
keep
Yeah,
bouncing
you
back.
keep
Yes, so
bouncing back.
just move on.
Oh, so according to you, do you feel like couples should have access to each other's passwords, phones, or social media platforms? Or you feel like it's nagging or being too controlling?
To me,
Be sincere.
in my opinion, by the way, in the history of my dating, I've never checked a guy's phone, and I've never asked for a password, because the same loyalty or the same trust I'm giving you, I expect it back. You get, and asking for a password, it starts showing that something,
Trust.
there's something there. That's honestly, I've never checked anyone's phone. I've never asked for anyone's password, and I don't. Anyway, if he give it to me, that's okay. But
What
I don't
if-
think I'll use it
What
the
if
way.
you're suspecting something and you want to confirm?
Yeah, maybe that. That I'll ask and be like, I'll not ask you directly and be like, I want to check your phone or
Obviously,
something.
I was going to say, what if they refuse to give
Yeah,
you?
I will not obviously ask you direct. I want to check your phone or something. Yeah, if there's something there, I'll investigate. Obviously,
Oh,
even
FBI.
these people who use iPhones when you're sleeping, pick
Face
and I check.
unlock.
Yeah, and I check what is there.
You know
What I
this
want to
meme that
check.
has been going around? FBI will be crying at 2 a.m. You'll be crying at 2 a.m. while people are sleeping.
When people are sleeping. Yeah, that's true. That's one of the reasons I don't check people's phones. Because you'll get surprised on the things people hide.
But do you think it is a good thing that you'll find out those things instead of remaining in the dark and being played
You'll
along?
get heartbroken for no reason.
Of course, but that expose you to the reality of your relationship.
Yeah, it will, but I'd rather sit behind and like
Watch things flow.
watch things. But because there's something that I'm afraid of. Going into the fire. Let the fire come to me and we'll handle it one-on-one. You get? Not like, you don't just go there just
And
like
jump.
that. But honestly, checking phones, I think I should think twice on that again.
Okay, so Shadrach, do you think it is okay for your partner to go through your phone? Do you feel like you can easily open your phone and you wouldn't be bothered if maybe your partner wants to use your phone for something, and then maybe she says, Shadrach or sweetheart or something, whatever you call each other, may I use your phone to do this and that? And then would you be comfortable, or you'd be sitting there with your heart in your
I'd
mouth?
be like,
Sharing password, that takes me to openness and honesty. The fact that I've already dated you and brought you in my house, or we are staying together, should justify to you that I don't have any other person, right? And it is okay, I can share with you my password, but why are you in need of my password? I need to know that. Okay, why would I even put password in my phone? Either way, if I know there is nothing wrong. Okay?
So you're okay with
Me,
it?
I am okay with it, but if you're also going to have my password or have my phone or have my gadget for the wrong purpose, that is when you're going to have yourself a problem. Because if I have anything wrong in my phone, in the first place, I would have not even given you my password. So whatever you'll find there, you have to know that you should find your level on how to deal with it. That is number one. Number two, they say that ladies always want to look for problems. You look at your guy, he dresses up well, he goes out there to chill with his friends, or go out there and hang out with his friends, and you think he's going out there to date or he's going to meet someone. Or if a female friend calls my husband in the middle of the night or at this time, okay, of course, at the wrong time. Even if it's not the wrong time, or when we just seated. These days people sit and then their phone's at the other side. Like for me, my phone is always with my girl. She's playing with it and, so she knows even the password. So if somebody calls you and then, okay, let me say your woman sees you picking that call, it changes their mood, okay? They would be like, so who is that person again? In their head. Of course, they might not ask you openly.
yeah, if it's the wrong time, definitely. I'll be like,
That's why I'm like,
who's
the
calling?
time. Yes, the timing also matters. So if you know you're married, you have a husband or you have a man, I mean, you have a wife, can't you really talk it out with your friends out there that, you know what? And even you who is calling that person, don't you really think that if this person is a married man, he has
It's a
openly
wrong
told
time
me?
for me to call.
Yes, it's a wrong time for me to call.
So also I feel like
To me, I feel it's okay to share passwords, but for a good reason. If you want my password or my PIN for a wrong reason, then you'll also get the wrong reason, because I can even save the name of the person you're suspecting in a very different way that you may not. Or I might even talk to the person that, you know what,
But do you
at
really
this
know
time,
FBI in girls?
no. I would even tell the person that at this
check
time,
your conversations with your mom.
no, it's okay. Let me tell you a scenario whereby a man had a side chick. they agreed on the time the lady should call, or the lady should not even call at all.
Oh, yeah.
It is the man to always call her. Okay. Secondly, the lady also realized that the guy, of course, the guy provides. The sugar daddy provides everything for her, and one has even rented for her an apartment somewhere.
Okay.
So what he does, he leaves home, as in he's going to chill out, and then he goes to the what?
To the lady.
To the lady. Chills there for 3 hours, 4 hours, comes back home. No calls, no nothing. How will you trace that?
You
Okay?
can't.
So
but
it is that's why I said it is
checking
you.
of phones cannot be like to catch someone red-handed or something. But I feel like if you're not doing something wrong, why should you feel uncomfortable me using your phone?
Yeah, that's
There's nothing
true.
to
Don't you have
hide,
your
right?
phone anyway, if I could
There
ask?
is nothing to hide, right?
Don't you have your phone? Remember, this is a private
maybe
phone.
I would want to use it for something that maybe is not in my
And that's
on
why I
my
told you the
phone.
intention matters.
So-
If your intention is to look for trouble, you will find it and you'll cry.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
okay.
There's a thing
So-
that ladies do. When you're dating a woman, there's a way a woman knows your pattern. At this time, he's going to talk to this. If you have dated that lady for long,
Yeah.
that pattern is there.
Yeah.
At this
Okay.
time, this person may call. At this time, this person may call. So when you start calling at weird hours and you start texting hours later when you never used to text, then that one brings the
Yeah, they'll
suspicion,
start seeing
obviously.
new trends coming.
Yeah.
And I want to advise the women here on this. You see, it was my first statement when I started telling you about this pain. Of all the millions in the world, and I've not told you that I don't love you, leave my house, and I've already decided to bring you in my house, you're settled there. Why don't you mark your territories? Why don't you build your ground
Concentrate on
or
other
concentrate on your... Because as long as my man provides everything, he's always back home, even if he goes out, he will come back to this house. Why am I worried of someone who is not going to come and throw me out of my house?
Okay.
Stand your zeal, stand your ground as a woman.
All right.
The
It is-
aspect of sharing
Alright.
with someone else brings in that insecurity.
As a
Someone.
woman,
Guys,
assume that...
I think we should wrap this up because I think it's a very, very wide thing.
Okay. We are live.
Well, so Giovanna, basing on your experiences, your previous experiences, relationship, love, if you had a son, if you give birth and have a son, what would you teach them to do? Or how would you teach them to treat a lady in a relationship? Because I feel like very few parents get the time to talk to their sons on how to treat ladies in relationships. So what would be the things that you would want your son to consider in the future, maybe when he starts a dating life and all that?
In the future, one is to have a God-fearing lady. A woman who knows God is a good woman. You get? Date a lady who fears God. Then the other thing is a respectful lady. You know, as the side of the guys or the men's side, we would like a lady, a son that brings a lady who is going to give us the respect and the love as well. You can't only love my son, you also should also love us. You
Okay.
get. And also, when you're in a relationship with my son, or we get a relationship with another one's daughter, show the lady respect, care for the lady, trust her. You know, there's certain things that maybe in the next generation it may be different from ours, as it was different from the other side.
Exactly.
You get, as it was different from the previous. In the previous one, you sit there and don't talk back to your man. You get. Now in this one, I can just stand up and be like, no, that is not happening. This and that and that. You give a opening ear, or try and sit down with your woman and get on ground and know what is there.
Okay.
Both of you should be God-fearing. What matters the most is love and respect in a relationship.
Yeah. So moving on to you, Shadrach, what would you teach your daughter to be in a relationship basing on the experiences that you have? I'm not talking about only the current experience that you're having, right from the start. Like you said, that lady, because our bodies are different. What if, due to your stubbornness, in your early years, you messed up and she got pregnant? So, what would you advise your daughter, basing on relationships, how to relate with your partner, maybe when she is older, and how would she go about certain things?
Okay, first things first, I would never determine the kind of a man my daughter is going to date. With this generation, what I might see as the good quality of a woman or a man, my daughter might not see it. It takes me now to an example of a pastor who gives birth to children, and then you expect their children to be the best children, but they turn out to be drug addicts and stuff like that. So the first thing is, I think it is just God's mercy, or by God's grace, if they get the right partner. But as a parent, I would play my part, right?
Yes.
I would, of course, offer the children the quality education and make sure that they achieve whatever they want to achieve within their means. That is in the early stages. But once the child clocks 18, and then, of course, you now start realizing that maybe they're getting into the dating world and dating, boyfriends and girlfriends. That's where, okay, of course, sexuality and sex education, you should start teaching these kids as early as
12.
they are. Yes, no, these days even
9.
9. This kid can start learning now all these things.
Because I've ever also
Having a
seen
boyfriend and what kind of a boyfriend you
a
should
girl
have.
who gave birth at 9 years.
Yes. So it is possible, but what we need to do is that to impart that spirituality bit of it into our children, so that when they grow up and they know that it is this world is not about just dating, because they say that the good marriage partners are found in church, not in the bar. But
Really?
contrary to that, yes, some people got their partners in bars and
But
clubs.
it is not
also works.
necessary that you'll always find a good partner in church. I mean, a church is like a hospital, right?
Of course. But then now, conclusively, I want to tell you this, that dating is our eyes look in different faces. Our eyes, when I'm looking at you without the light, I look at you in 1D. And then when I get closer to you, I look at you in 2Ds.
Okay.
When you put on the light, it becomes 3D. And
I've
then
never heard
4Ds,
of
up to 7Ds. So you cannot just judge the person by the outside appearance. Okay? That is my advice too. And that is even what I would advise the
your
children.
daughter.
My daughter, or even the generation to come. That you cannot judge someone from their appearance or from the looks. You need to understand them deep down there. How is this person going to relate with me? Do I really understand him? Does she understand me? Are we going to make a very good partner? And moving on, as you understand each other with time, you will get to know that actually she is beautiful, but inside she's a devil. Okay? Or he is handsome, but inside he's also okay. He's also God fearing and stuff like that. So to me, I think it is our responsibility as parents to let these children know that relationship, you need to take your time, you need to understand each other, you don't need to rush for it, and then you wait for the right time for you to get your partner. That is when you're done with school, or when you're out of campus. Yeah, there you can even be happy to receive a visitor coming to your home.
Also, do you know that mostly boys or men or gentlemen are the major determinants of a relationship? Like, am I serious with this relationship?
Exactly.
So I think fathers or mothers should be doing a better job at educating their boys. Like, do not go in a relationship for fun, because the girl might be very serious. And then for you, you're doing it for fun, to explore, right?
Yeah.
So I think the young men should be educated that relationship, it's not, okay, it is fun, but it's not for fun. And it is not something that you should play around with. If you're dating, have a target, have a goal, right? You shouldn't just date because you're dating, because those things also land us into a lot of problems, by the way. So I want to finalize with this. What red flags do you think shouldn't be ignored right from the beginning of a relationship? What red flags do you think should not be ignored? Like, of course, some people say, we're going to work this out, we are going to reason it out. So, what do you feel like shouldn't be overlooked?
To me, the major things I would consider red flags that should not be ignored. One, I think don't consider smaller mistakes small in a relationship. Two, do not wait until things are so bad that you think you can work it out. In the earliest stage possible, talk it out. If I sleep out last night, came back in the morning, and you feel it's okay, maybe it's going to change, please come out and talk about it there and then. Don't wait when things are already
Or don't be
worst.
assuming.
Yes, don't be assuming. When you sense when you smell a rat, make sure you react. Okay, you bring it out. So to me, I think those are some of the things. And also, when you realize there are some irregularities, like your husband used to come back home at 10 or maybe let me say 8, then he starts skipping the time for coming back home, you need to sense, what's wrong? Is he caught up with work too much these days, or is he having a lot of time with friends out and ignoring the fact that family is also there? So those are some of the red flags you need to start, because before you know it, maybe he's seeing another woman out there. I'm not saying, I'm just speaking out my mind. Or when your woman used to speak nicely to you, she was so good to you, and then all of a sudden she has this mood swing, and then she switches her mood to something. Like when you come back home, she's too moody, she does not talk to you usually. That's a sign of red flag. What if someone is now doing something extraordinary that you're not doing to her? So to me, yeah, those are some of the things you need to look out for if you want to, rub off these red flags before it comes out. Yeah.
All right, so Giovanna?
It's not so different from his as well. One of the things I'll put a stop to, one of the red flags is ignoring. When you ignore someone that you previously had passion for, you feel like he's there and you're comfortable. She's there and you're comfortable. Now, this is a period where you call, the person doesn't answer, you try and talk and he snaps out. You need to sit down and talk out with it. Then the second thing is, I love respect, by the way. I love people who give respect. So when we begin our relationship, where you used to respect my opinion, you get, and now this is a time where maybe our relationship is being tested and other things. Then you keep on snapping out, you ignore, you find so much disrespect and disgust with everything that comes out of it. That's a red flag for me. And then the other thing is, when you started the relationship and your partner always used to come out and be open to you. Now this is a time where he conceals it. He tries to make it look like he keeps on giving excuses, yet it wasn't
Or
there.
maybe he gaslights, making you believe that maybe you're overthinking.
Yeah, you're overthinking. And then when something is small, or maybe before you considered something small and then he blows it out of proportion, then
Okay.
you sit down and be like, something is wrong somewhere. That's a red flag for me.
And those
we
are
sit
the red
down.
flags.
Yeah, we sit down, we talk it out. If
Okay.
it doesn't work, we walk our walk.
I mean, there is this very interesting guy on TikTok. I think he's called the red flag guy, someone like that. So people usually bring out their relationships, and then he analyzes what that person is doing at that time and then says, this is a red flag, my sister. And so I think it is very interesting that certain red flags, however small they are, those things later on in a relationship build up. So I think certain red flags aren't supposed to be overlooked. Yeah, so, well, guys, so we have come to the end of our podcast today, of our episode. I hope you enjoyed every bit of it, our experiences, our opinions, and all that. For those of you who are interested in bringing out your opinions, you can go on our socials, YouTube, Their Opinions 930, and give out your comments in the comment sections. And you also find very interesting opinions and comments down there. For those who haven't subscribed yet, you can also go to Their Opinions 930 and subscribe to our YouTube channels. You can follow us on X, Twitter, and Instagram at Their Opinions. Well, guys, that is it for today. I am your host, Sunday, and we had
Giovanna.
And Shadrach.
Well, thank you so much. See you guys next time. Bye.